November 11th, 1943. 0530 hours. Bougainville Island, Solomon Islands. A dense jungle mist shrouded the forward positions of the 3rd Marine Division at Empress Augusta Bay. Staff Sergeant Thomas Michael Callahan lay motionless behind his Springfield, the weathered stock cool against his skin. His gaze was fixed through the unearthly scope. To his left, positioned in the dirt, stood an object no military manual would ever recognize as arms. A battered Campbell soup can, its ends removed, a small hole punched in its side, mounted on a stick. 15 yards distant, angled with precision from the previous night's calculations, the can waited for dawn. At 0547, the first spear of sunlight glanced off the tin. A needle of brilliant light lanced across the clearing, aimed unerringly at a shroud of palm fronds masking a Japanese observation post 700 yards away. The gleam held for 2 heartbeats. Callahan nudged the stick an inch. The reflection danced. 700 yards off, a Japanese observer marked the odd glint. Discipline yielded to curiosity. He shifted for a clearer view, a 3-second exposure. Callahan's rifle spoke once. The observer fell. It was the first kill of what would become the most lethal 5-day sniper campaign in the Pacific Theater. Before it was over, Callahan would log 112 confirmed kills, reshape Marine sniper doctrine, and paralyze an entire Japanese regiment, armed with little more than a rifle, a decoy mine, and a pile of discarded ration tins. Callahan's path to Bougainville began 6 months earlier at Camp Lejeune. A Montana farm boy and seasoned hunter, he had enlisted days after Pearl Harbor. During a routine qualification, he drew the attention of Captain Harold Morrison. While others fired into crosswinds, Callahan waited an extra 15 seconds between shots. He struck 48 of 50 targets at 300 yards with iron sights. "You hunt before the war?" Morrison asked. "Elk. Some deer." "How far?" 700 yards. "With my dad's .30-06. Iron sights." Within days, Callahan was bound for Scout Sniper School at Camp Pendleton. There, Gunnery Sergeant William Henderson schooled him in the sniper's psyche. Your rifle is your last resort. You kill for effect. Psychological effect. Callahan absorbed every lesson. His final stock test lasted 9 hours, slithering unseen to within 200 yards of his instructors. He rose only to take his mock shot, startling evaluators who had never spotted him. "You're good," Henderson said afterward. "But stop thinking like a hunter. The Japs aren't elk. They adapt. The sniper who survives is the sniper who never repeats himself." Callahan entered the South Pacific fight in July, serving as a rifleman until tragedy struck on November 8th. His spotter, Corporal James Rivera, lifted his binoculars a moment too long. A single shot from a hidden Japanese sniper 600 yards out killed him instantly. Callahan sat beside his friend's body for half an hour, silent. Artillery was imprecise. A direct assault on the sniper's nest was suicide. He needed to draw the enemy into the open. That evening, as he ate from a can of chicken noodle soup, a stray beam of light hit the empty tin, flashing sharply across his foxhole. Callahan stared at the can, then at the jungle, then back at the can. 15 minutes later, he was briefing Captain Morrison. "You want to use soup cans as bait?" "Not bait, sir." Confusion. "They expect movement, sound, muzzle flash. Not random light." Morrison, desperate to stop the sniper hemorrhaging his men, approved the experiment. Before dawn, Callahan positioned 5 soup cans around a clearing, each angled to catch the sunrise. With rigged strings, he could control which tin flashed and when. As the sun rose, the cans ignited in erratic sequence, short flickers, long gleams, an unpredictable light code. 20 minutes in, a bewildered Japanese soldier stepped from the tree-line, binoculars raised. Callahan's shot found him at 480 yards. The Japanese response was 50 mortar rounds hammering an empty stretch of jungle. The cans, untouched, kept winking. That night, Callahan demonstrated his results to Lieutenant Colonel Michael O'Brien, who grasped the tactical potential instantly. 15 enemy snipers were active in the sector, picking off Marines daily. "You have 5 days," O'Brien said. "A security team is yours. Kill as many as you can." Callahan's prime target was the master sniper who had killed Rivera, a marksman hidden in a massive tree with 3 platforms, a model of discipline and patience. Random flashes wouldn't tempt him. Callahan devised a new ruse, a fake American command post. His team marched with radios and map cases in plain sight, while he arranged cans to mimic signal traffic between the post and the front. To Japanese intelligence, it was a priceless target. At 1,123 hours, Callahan detected the faintest unnatural shift in the foliage. A shadow darkened, someone settling into position. Wind, 8 miles per hour. Range, 712 yards. Hold, 2 feet right, 30 inches high. At 11:27, an enemy rifle barrel emerged. Callahan fired. 2 seconds later, the Japanese sniper slumped and crashed through the branches. Marines later recovered his logbook, detailing 53 kills. Callahan had eliminated one of the 6th Division's finest. The Japanese soon ordered troops to ignore mysterious flashes. Callahan adapted. He moved from random reflections to elaborate tactical deceptions, simulated patrol coordination, fake artillery spotting, phantom communication networks. Japanese doctrine demanded reconnaissance. Japanese fear urged caution. Callahan weaponized that contradiction. On November 13th, he recorded 27 confirmed kills. On the 14th, 31 more, his deadliest day. Captured diaries revealed a psychological breaking point. The Americans use demon light. Men vanish when they investigate. I no longer trust what I see. When heavy clouds neutered his reflections, Callahan adapted again. He filled ammo cans with pebbles, hung them in trees, and rigged strings to create remote noisemakers. Japanese soldiers, hearing what seemed like American movement, exposed themselves to investigate. By the afternoon of the 5th day, his final tally was sealed: 112 confirmed kills, 97 independently verified. One officer's report noted, "Enemy sniper activity in this sector has collapsed." Callahan was pulled from the line, exhausted. Doctors diagnosed combat fatigue. 5 days of unrelenting focus had drained him. At headquarters, he drafted a succinct report. The technique succeeds because it targets enemy psychology, not enemy equipment. The Japanese must investigate tactical signatures, create false signatures, force exposure. By early 1944, Marine sniper teams across the Pacific were employing refined versions of his methods. The Corps eventually issued polished metal signal mirrors specifically for deception work, direct descendants of Callahan's soup cans. He spent the remainder of the war training snipers at Pendleton, teaching creativity over routine. "The rifle is a tool," he instructed. "Your real weapon is the ability to think differently." Awarded the Navy Cross in 1945, Callahan returned to Montana after the war, becoming a teacher and coach. He seldom spoke of Bougainville. In a 1978 interview, he reflected, "People care about the number. I don't. What mattered was saving Marines. Necessary isn't the same thing as proud." When he passed in 2003, his obituary highlighted his decades in education far more than his wartime service. Today, his Springfield rifle rests in the National Museum of the Marine Corps, displayed alongside 3 rusted soup cans recovered from Bougainville. The plaque reads, "Ordinary objects. Extraordinary thinking." Callahan proved that ingenuity, more than equipment, wins wars. He didn't outshoot the Japanese, he outthought them. He changed the craft forever.